Australia's fearless leader, Anthony Albanese, has used some very, very fierce words to condemn Israel's supposed blockade of humanitarian aid into Gaza. Now, I don't know about you, but Anthony Albanese can say whatever he wants, but he's not speaking for me. He's not speaking for any of the Jewish people in Australia, and he's certainly not speaking for anyone else in Australia that happens to support Israel. The vast majority of people in Australia do, in fact, support Israel. Unfortunately, our dingbat leaders like Anthony Albanese and Penny Wong seemingly love to condemn Israel when they don't even know why they're condemning Israel. They're just doing exactly what everyone else does around the world. And that's the problem that we've got in Australia. Our leader, Anthony Albanese, I even hate to call him our leader because he's not doing a very good job of leading the country anywhere good. In fact, we are in a world of hurt. But Anthony Albanese's used some of his strongest language yet, my friends, to condemn Israel's blockade of humanitarian aid into Gaza, even though he has got no idea what the hell he's talking about, especially because it is the terrorist group known as Hamas that is actually stealing the aid and stopping loads of the people in Gaza from getting the aid, or they will just hike the price up. So do you really think that it's Israel's fault? No, I don't think that it is. But hey, who am I to state the actual obvious that you see loads of these videos, but don't want to believe in the democracy? Let's stand up for the terrorist organization that is controlling Gaza at the moment. Yes, that is really the right course of action. If you claim to be a democracy, but yet you're not supporting the other democracy, oh, Israel's doing the wrong thing. This is so outrageous. Anyway, here's Anthony Albanese condemning Israel.
Israel's actions are completely unacceptable. It is outrageous that there be a blockade of food and supplies to people who are in need in Gaza. We've made that very clear by signing up to international statements. I made it clear in a discussion that I had with the President of Israel, President Herzog, in Rome just days ago. I made it very clear that Australia finds these actions as completely unacceptable, and we find Israel's excuses and explanations completely untenable and without credibility. People are starving, and the idea that a democratic state withholds supply is an outrage. Hamas, a terrorist organisation who should have no role in the future of Gaza or the West Bank. We make that very clear. We make clear that hostages should be released immediately. We've consistently and unequivocally opposed what happened on October 7. But states which are democratic states have a responsibility to behave in a way that is consistent with international law and with humanitarian concerns. And the whole world is concerned about what has occurred with the blockade.
Yeah, we find Israel's explanations are completely uncredible, and we don't believe anything that Israel says at all, because why would we believe in anything that Israel says? Because Israel is a democracy and not the terrorist organization that's actually controlling Gaza at the moment, or hasn't released any of the hostages. So, Albo, you're a dingbat. Seriously, what in the world were you thinking? Oh, I made it very clear to President Herzog in Rome the other day that Australia, because we've got these written statements along with everyone else in every other supposed democracy that is aligning with the terrorist organization starting with a H, yeah, we're going to support them. We're not going to support Israel. And then if Israel has any explanation or excuses Albanese used, they're completely untenable and without any credibility whatsoever. So you're saying, Albo, that Israel is not credible, but yet the terrorist organization that is controlling Gaza at the moment is somehow more credible? So what information And where are you getting it from, Albo? Where are your sources exactly? So are your sources coming from Israel, the democracy that you should more than likely actually support, especially in that region, or the actual terrorist organization that committed a huge atrocity on October 7th and is still committing atrocities over in Gaza at the moment and hasn't released any of the hostages? Yeah. I know who I'm going to side with for sure. But Albo, no. I'm going to condemn Israel. It's very unclear. Now, I saw videos over on X. Again, I don't know how accurate this is, but seemingly the terrorist organization that actually controls Gaza, they seem to be in a propaganda machine like Firestorm at the moment. They are very, very proud of what they're doing. But yet we've got all these dingbats that love to support the Muslim terrorist organization. It's unfathomable. It's unconscionable. But yet, why are these leaders doing it? Aside from the level of corruption, they're probably being paid off, more than likely. Because why else would they side with an actual terrorist organization that won't give back the hostages? Make it make sense. Now, the videos that I've seen are of actually the terrorist organization taking the aid out of the trucks and then running away with it. They will then also jack up the price. So what do you think? Oh, Israel's going to go into Gaza with humanitarian aid trucks, ceasefire altogether, open themselves up to getting attacked by the terrorist organization. They're trying their very best to get aid into Gaza. But do you think that the terrorist organization is making it easier for them? Oh, but according to Albo, any excuse or explanation that Israel's got, it's completely untenable and without credibility. So you're not even giving them a chance, Albo. Not one chance. I'm sick of their explanations. I'm more than welcoming the terrorist organization's explanation. That makes more sense. That's got more credibility, according to Albo. Now, if you are a concerned citizen in Australia, where do you think you're getting your information from? Who was it that I think the BBC put out a report recently, according to Douglas Murray, that lied about the blockade recently? It was a very damning report, but they retracted it. After 4 days, it had been out, spread around the world. It was a outright, downright lie. But the problem that we've got is world leaders have also believed in that lie. And they're quite happy to get up there and condemn Israel, but they're going, oh, okay, the terrorist organization, starting with a H, yeah, we've condemned what they've done because we're democratic, so we're just going to condemn what they've done. But it won't stop us from condemning Israel because Israel is democratic. So Israel's got a high responsibility. But yet we're not going to demand that the terrorist organization, starting with a H, gives away the hostages. We're not going to even remotely help Israel. Nah, we're just going to stand back and condemn Israel when they do something wrong and condemn Israel when they do something right. It's just the whole thing is a mess. And we've got these spineless. Why is it that Trump is the only one that seemingly supports Netanyahu and supports Israel? Why is it that Trump hasn't actually said anything about the humanitarian aid or the crisis that I've seen? Interesting, isn't it? And we live in a world, and I know this to be true, where there's a lot of propaganda. How do we know that the aid is actually getting to the people that need the aid? That's something that Albanese couldn't even figure out for himself. Being run by dingbats, run by people that got no idea. It's just all virtue signaling. Look at me, here. But it's showing the whole world just how weak Australia actually is. Yeah, when we're in trouble, And thanks to Albo, he's let in countless people from Gaza. Got no idea who they are. Yeah, well done, Albo. All in the name of what exactly? So Albo's got some strong words. So do I. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.